Hey guys, we are back. Thank you for joining me. This is Lifestyle by Adri. Welcome back to my channel. Today is part 2 of my top 10 best advice list for new parents. So let's dive right in. Number 10, let go of the little things. There's so much stress and anxiety and just crazy emotions that happen with parenthood. It's easy to get fixated on little things. So there was this one time where Hudson was playing in the bath. I was sitting down reading next to him because that's kind of our routine. And he just threw water everywhere and got it all over my book. I was so frustrated, like, because I'd like to keep my things nice. I'm a little OCD like that. And I was so mad he got water all over my book. I never took it out on him, but just inside I knew I was like, So, all night I was so fixated on my freaking book was destroyed. It was all wet. And the next day when I picked it back up, it was completely dry. But in the moment, it's so easy to get fixated on one little thing. And that just goes to show, like, things happen, things get broken, things get misplaced. It doesn't matter. Let go of those little things. Don't stress about it. You have bigger things to worry about. It's a part of parenthood. Get used to it. Number 9, you can do less and not stress about it, but do have some sort of routine. So by this I mean, if you don't do the dishes right away, whatever. If you wait until you use his last bottle to wash them all and get them all ready, that's fine. You don't have to do everything right away. Don't be so hard on yourself. Maybe on Thursdays you plan, those are my laundry days. On Sundays you plan, those are my bottle washing days. So that way it's kind of spread out to give yourself a little bit of space in between so you don't feel so overwhelmed to get everything done right away. You can do less. You don't need to be on top of everything. You don't need to be picture perfect, but do have some kind of set routine. Same with your baby. Things are all over the place, but one of my routines is I wake up, I put him in his high chair, get his breakfast ready. While I'm giving that to him, I make mine, feed him, and by the time he's done, I let him roam around while I sit down and eat mine. That's lukewarm by this point, but have a little set routine. That will make things a lot easier, and it'll make things easier with your baby. It'll kind of get him used to this rhythm, and you'll kind of feel like you slowly start to get parenthood down. It takes time, it takes adjustment, but if you can create some sort of structure, that will make it really easy for you and your baby. All right, number 8, and I really wish I had heard this before I had Hudson. Make your videos a little bit longer and take more pictures. Every video that I watch looking back to when he was a baby, I wish that I could see that moment for just a little bit longer. A lot of them are pretty long, 30 seconds or more, but I just wish I had a little bit more to see of him. Make those videos just a little bit longer. Give yourself that little bit of time so when he's older you can look back and just be so in love with when they were a little baby and when they were quiet. And when they didn't drive you crazy, when they didn't say anything, when they didn't scream, when they had an adorable newborn cry, not this crazy screech that toddlers do. Reminiscent of the old, quiet, simple days. One thing some people say is, it gets easier as they get older. It gets harder. When they're little, you can put them down, you can kind of get something done. They have this really cute, adorable little newborn cry. When they're older, they're little freaking monsters. It's like their goal is to make my life a living hell. And you literally can't leave them anywhere for any amount of time because they're fast. They're crazy. They grab everything. They get into everything. They destroy everything. So enjoy the early days. Number 7, take parenting day by day. Not every day is going to be amazing. Some days are going to be really good and you feel like, man, I really got this down. I've got a routine. I'm getting going. We're all in sync. It's just a really good day. And some days are going to suck. Oh my God, dude. Some days suck. Like, why the hell did I have kids? What was I thinking? And that's just the name of the game. But just know it's not like that always. You will have good days. You will have bad days. Take it day by day. Take it with a grain of salt. Say you have 3 hard days in a row. Wake up that next day knowing it's a new day, knowing it's a clean slate, and maybe things will be a little bit easier. And just deep breaths. I should probably do yoga, maybe meditation, essential oils, margaritas. One of those has to help. Number 6, it's okay to say no to company. And by this I mean, if there's somebody that wants to come over and visit the baby, but you're just having a really hard day, maybe you don't feel well, maybe you're just really stressed out, maybe your baby is just nonstop crying that day. It's okay to say, hey, you know what, today's kind of hard. Is there any way you can come tomorrow or come in 2 days? Don't feel obligated to say yes to everybody who comes and wants to visit. Do it at your own pace. Do it when you feel okay, and do it when you feel it's the best time. Majority of the people know how difficult parenthood can be, so they're not going to be mad at you if you say, can you come tomorrow? That's perfectly okay. Number 5. And this is something that may feel a little weird and awkward at first. You matter too. So a lot of the times when people come to visit the baby, they will usually ask, is there anything that you need? Is there anything that I can bring you? Something like that. And maybe you may not need anything for the baby, but if they're coming to visit you, chances are that you and them have had some sort of relationship before the baby, because they're obviously coming to check on you. So ask them for something for yourself, a hot meal. Ask them like, dude, can you run and grab me a Big Mac? Can you grab me a Whopper? Can you go to In-N-Out? You can also ask like, if I order something, can you just swing by and pick it up for me on the way? Don't be afraid to ask for a warm meal. They're coming over to visit. They're gonna wanna hold the baby and take that time to eat. They know you probably haven't eaten in a couple of days. You know you haven't eaten in a couple of days, especially a hot meal, and they're not gonna mind if you're eating in front of them. So that is a great opportunity to sit there and eat a warm meal while someone else is holding your baby, and you don't have to leave the house. You can sit there looking like a bum, whatever. Like I said in part 1, it's really hard to leave the house with the newborn. It's just a headache. So if they're already driving by In-N-Out, have them pick you up a meal. What's wrong with that? I promise you, they will not mind if you ask them to run through a drive-thru for you because you're hungry and you haven't eaten. Get it when you can. Number 4, and I've done this plenty of times, so trust me, this is from my own experience. Take an extra 2 minutes rocking your baby before you put them down. There's a lot of times when you're so exhausted that as soon as they fall asleep and you're rocking them, you try to put them down. But if they wake up, it's going to take you 20 to 30 minutes longer to put them down. Sometimes they don't even go back to sleep and you just feel like you're in some crazy nightmare. Once they fall asleep, take 2 extra minutes rocking them, making sure that they're in a deep sleep before you put them down. Because if you put them down too early, you're gonna regret it. Oh my God, you're gonna regret it. There's times where I'd put him down, I'd go to grab something to eat, and he'd wake up and I would just start crying like, you can't be kidding me, this is not my life. What did I do to my life? Why did I do this to my life? Okay, pick him back up, try to put him back to bed. So take those 2 extra minutes to rock them and really make sure they're asleep before you put them down. Trust me, trust me. Because when you put them down too early and they wake up, it's a whole nother nightmare. Number 3, and this one hits really close to home. Don't panic or stress if they don't hit their milestones. Every baby is different. Some babies get things right away. Some babies are late bloomers. As long as you're taking them to their appointments and their doctor is letting you know they look perfectly fine, perfectly healthy, don't stress out. Hudson didn't say his first word until a really long time, maybe even 9 months. I think he said tree, but it was cree. Anyways, I would freak out. He wasn't talking for a really long time. He was crawling, but he wasn't really walking or standing up on his own. Guys, I just went down the rabbit hole for hours every single night freaking out. Is he okay? He's not talking. What's going on? What are the signs? What am I missing? Is there something wrong? Is there something I'm not seeing? And that is so bad for you. It's so stressful. Right now, thank you, Jesus. He is a perfectly healthy, beautiful little baby boy. Now he doesn't shut up, and sometimes I wish he was back to that stage where he didn't talk, but don't freak out on those. His doctor reassured me that time will come. Every baby is different. Some babies are just late bloomers, and there's nothing that you can do about that. If he grew up to be a little bit different, I don't care. I'd love and accept him anyways. So stressing out about all of those things early on does nothing but hurt you. Focus on raising your baby, talk to their doctor if you have any major concerns, and just know every baby is totally different. Some are early bloomers, some are late bloomers, but they're gonna hit those milestones when they want to. Don't be so hard on yourself and don't compare yourself so much to other babies and other parents, because your baby is their own individual. They have a mind of their own and they're gonna develop how they want to. Number 2. Now listen, you may be a very mentally stable person, but there is nothing that can prepare you for parenthood. You will feel absolutely crazy sometimes. Absolutely crazy. You will feel crazy. You will feel like you're losing your mind. You will feel mentally unstable. You will feel emotionally unstable. You will feel hysterical a lot of the time, and that's because you're a new parent. It's okay to scream if you need to. It's okay to cry if you need to. It's okay to if you need to. Because chances are you will need to. Your babies will make you feel crazy, because sometimes it sucks. You will need to scream, you will need to cry, you will need to feel sorry for yourself and helpless, and that's okay. Do it. Feel those emotions when you feel them. Take them all in. Take a deep breath, put your big girl panties back on, and then go handle your baby. But take those little moments when you need to. Scream. I feel so much better. Cry, kick, whatever, punch the bed, do whatever you need to get those frustrations out, because having a newborn is very frustrating and very difficult. And don't feel ashamed to do that. Everybody has those emotions. You're raising a baby who literally can't communicate with you. You don't know what's wrong with them. You can have a guess, you can try everything in the book, but sometimes that doesn't even work. Parenthood is frustrating, it is stressful, it is exhausting, it is hard. All right, and finally, number 1, trust in yourself. No matter what, at the end of the day, you are gonna know what is best for your baby, and you are gonna raise your baby how you think is best. It's your baby. You're the one who pushed him out or got him cut out. So trust in yourself. It's okay to politely ignore outside advice. Once you're pregnant or you have your baby, a lot of people around you are going to try to tell you how to raise them, what is best, what they should do, what you should do. Oh, you're not doing this, you need to do this. Oh, you didn't do this, blah, 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 blah. It gets annoying. It's okay to take all of that outside advice with a grain of salt and make the decisions that you think are best for your baby. It's okay to raise your children differently than what your grandma says, or your aunt says, or your friend says, or anybody says. You do what's best for your baby, and you ultimately decide how you want to raise them. Don't be rude about it. If they're giving you advice, it's probably because they care or they care about the baby. So be polite about it, but you don't have to take all that advice. Some you will get little golden nuggets that are great advice, but the majority of the time, it's just a lot of, oh yeah, you're right, I should do that. Oh yeah, I'm sorry I didn't do that. I know, I'm a horrible parent. Oh no, I forgot that, I'm a failure. Forget about it. You decide how you want to raise your baby. Don't feel bad if it's different from other people, and don't feel pressured to do it like other people. Take that advice with a grain of salt. Trust in yourself as a parent, and don't be so hard on yourself. That's it. We're all done. Thank you for watching my top 10 best advice for new parents, part 2. I will link part 1 somewhere around here once I figure it out. This is Lifestyle of Adri. If you like this video on this channel, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and let me know what you thought. If you guys have advice as well, put them down in the comments for other moms or parents watching this. And I really appreciate you joining me. This is Lifestyle of Adri, where we talk all about parenthood, the struggles, the stresses, life, and just figure it out. I will see you next week for my next video. Thank you.